Shalom, this is Rabbi Jeremy Lawrence. The Seder is a celebration of fours, the four sons, the four questions, the four expressions of redemption, and the four cups of wine. These four cups punctuate our evening and define its progression. The great 16th century commentator, Rabbi Isaiah Horovitz, known as the Shla, explained the symbolism of the four cups as a connection with our four matriarchs, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel and Leah. Sarah corresponds to Kiddush, Rivka to the cup on Magid, Rachel to the cup for Birkat Hamazon, and Leah to the cup for Hallel. In Kiddush we bless Hashem for His blessings on our people, our unique challenges, our festivals and destiny. Sarah with Avraham built up our fledgling nation. Through her selfless hospitality and acts of kindness, she is credited with the holy task of bringing followers to godliness, one individual at a time. We drink the second cup after the recitation of the Magid. Magid is the tale of our people's journey from idolatry to fidelity and prosperity. Rivka herself grew up in an idolatrous family. She is credited with being able to distinguish between the influences of upbringing and the opportunities to grow in spiritual stature. The third cup is the cup of bracha for Birkat Hamazon. We remember God the provider. It was Rachel's son Yosef who provided for all of Egypt, as well as sustaining his own family in a time of famine. It was through Yaakov's love for Rachel that he lifted the wellstone and he worked for Lavan. He watered his flocks and secured his livelihood. As we complete our meal, Rachel inspires our endeavour and connects us with spiritual reward. The fourth cup at the Seder is the cup of thanksgiving at Hallel. This cup corresponds to Leah, who expressed her thanks to Hashem when she named her son Yehuda. "This time I thank God," she proclaims. Rashi explains that Leah is grateful that her place in Yaakov's household is secure. The Targum Yonatan explains that Leah's gratitude is at her foresight that Yehuda would become the father of kings, the Davidic and Messianic house. Of course, our matriarchs' personal journeys mirror our national spiritual transition from idolatry to monotheism and onwards towards redemption. Also, our historical transition from slavery to freedom. The connection of the cups with the matriarchs highlights their individual and personal contributions. Each is also a story of partnership and a fair measure of self-sacrifice. Each was uprooted, each travelled. Their maternal lot was certainly not easy. While Sarah lived in hope for the birth of the next generation and just one son, Rachel is evoked as the mother who cries for her children who will journey into exile. Leah offers thanks that her offspring will eventually unify the world in justice and in peace. There are many technical halachot governing all aspects of Seder night. Amongst them is the requirement to lean as we eat and drink at each key stage. There are discussions about who should lean and who not. Children in front of their parents, students in front of their rabbis, servants in front of their masters. The Talmud states that all important women should lean, and the Mishnah Brura clarifies that all of our women are important. Certainly, as we come to each of the four cups of wine, the Seder gives us the opportunity to celebrate our matriarchs. It is through their chesed and discernment, their inspiration of provision, and their forward-thinking gratitude that we come to this holy season. May we live up to their example and continue their journey from the humblest of beginnings to redemption and peace in the palace of Hashem. This is Rabbi Jeremy Lawrence wishing you and all your families a Chag Kasher V'Sameach.